Mayor of Ennis, Chief Executive, councillors, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all today here to the Old Ground Hotel for the launch of our Ennis Age Friendly town. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lena O'Neill. I'm chair of the Ennis Age Town Committee. I'm also a Senior Executive Officer for Ennis Municipal District. And today I have the great pleasure of being your MC for the day. So today's launch is a mixture of in-person speakers and a number of video messages. But before we kick off with our speakers, I suppose I'd like to extend my thanks to all the members of the Ennis Age Friendly Town team, whose hard work over the past year has culminated in today's launch. And I suppose I'd also like to thank the weather gods that we've avoided rain for our beautiful outdoor event. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to our first speaker. That is the Mayor of Ennis, Councillor Anne Norton. Thank you.
Thanks, Leonore. Chief Executive, elected members, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to join you here today in the Old Ground Hotel to launch Ennis as the first age-friendly town in County Clare. An age-friendly town is a place where older people have a say in how their community develops. Young or old, we all want the same things: to be listened to and taken seriously, to be able to work or volunteer, enjoy a good social life and have access to good information and healthcare, a sense of belonging, feeling safe and feeling valued. Age-friendly towns make it possible for everyone to achieve that kind of life. What's more, we believe that an age-friendly town will benefit everyone in our community, not just the older people. A safe, friendly town with good accessibility and facilities, a good place for children, families of all ages, people living with disabilities and visitors to our town. The aim of our age-friendly town is to improve the lives of our older citizens and make Ennis a great place in which to grow old. It is clear that the percentage of Clare's population aged 55 years and over will continue to increase over time, and therefore we must be ready to face the challenges that such an eventuality will bring to society. The age-friendly town plan is underpinned by an approach which the agencies involved have worked together with the Clare Older People's Council at local level. It sets out the vision for the town alongside the actions to achieve the vision and address the key issues facing older people, which have been informed by the older people of Ennis through the Ennis Town Survey. This plan will also serve to inform future applications for funding under various local and national schemes administered by various council departments, state agencies and non-government organisations. Each partner involved in Ennis Age Friendly Town initiative will share responsibilities and cooperate locally to implement feasible and achievable solutions to issues being highlighted by older people. By working together through production partnerships, the older residents of Ennis will share in the completion of initiatives which will be responsible for their needs. Agencies have become much more progressive and inclusive in their consultation with the public in the development plans. The walkability audit that was done around Ennis had a representation group of older participants and wheelchair users to highlight the issues in our public spaces that were preventing them from accessing the town fully. The work has informed the current public realm developments, which are adhering to universally accessible design principles. The installation of a dedicated age-friendly parking spaces at various locations which provide parking for older people. These are convenient parking spaces near the heart of the shops and services in the town. This increases accessibility and usage of public and other essential services for those with reduced mobility and walking speed. Age-friendly parking supports older people or reduced mobility to get out and lead fuller lives. The provision of public seating with backs and arm supports have been placed on Purnell Street, the market area, and wheelchair-friendly seating overlooking Ballyala Lake. We hope this will provide people with not only a suitable resting place, but opportunities to chat and socialise with others. If you design for the young, you exclude the old. But if you design for the old, you include everyone. If you follow that simple rule, many more people will be able to stay living in their communities and maintain and enhance the quality of their lives as they grow older. On behalf of my colleagues in the Ennis Municipal District, I want to acknowledge the efforts of the Age Friendly Town team, who have been working together to ensure that they meet the challenges that lie ahead in a positive way through regular audit of this action plan.
And thank you very much to our Mayor for your kind words. I'd like to introduce you to our next two speakers who have given us a video message of support today. Our first speaker is Catherine McGuigan, the chairperson of Age Friendly Ireland, followed by Dara O'Brien, the Minister for Housing, Local Government and Heritage. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Catherine McGuigan and I'm the Chief Officer of Age Friendly Ireland. I'm delighted to talk to you today about the progress that's been made in Ennis under the Clare Age Friendly programme. An age friendly town is a town that responds to the needs of older people in the community. It is a town where older people are actively involved in social, economic and cultural life. An age friendly town has a built environment that is safe, accessible and walkable for people of all ages. Age-friendly towns have been developed all over Ireland, and to date, in the shared service, we have over 60 age-friendly towns at various stages of implementation across the 31 local authority-led age-friendly programme areas. This multi-sectoral programme is led by local government and involves health services, education providers, An Garda Síochána, transport companies and local businesses and wider civic society. The partners work together with older people in the community to transform where they live to benefit both older people and the wider generations. Ireland is the first country in the world to be officially recognised by the World Health Organization as an age-friendly country. The Irish Age Friendly Programme operates in line with the 8 domains of the WHO's Global Age Friendly Programme. These 8 themes define the quality of everyday life for older people. The WHO also has a checklist for age-friendly cities and communities which can be used to assess how age-friendly a town is. The main objectives of the Ennis Age-Friendly Town are to make Ennis a great place in which to age and grow old, improve the overall accessibility of the town's public realm, and engage older adults in shaping and enhancing their communities for the benefit of everyone. I personally would like to congratulate the Clare Age Friendly Programme for developing Ennis as an age-friendly town. This initiative has been very holistic, with a focus on the public realm, transportation, safety and security, the health and well-being, and economic development. I know from listening to the voice of all the people in the Clare Age Friendly Programme that these actions include public realm works and future urban regeneration of Ennis, using, I understand, the Urban Regeneration and Development Funding. This upgrade of the main town centre streets will have an overall budget of 10.5 million, and this work will significantly improve accessibility for pedestrians, provide an enhanced streetscape and high quality civic spaces. I know that Clare County Council has also installed age-friendly seating around the town and its environs, as well as highlighting accessible public toilets. In terms of transport, the improvements have included some age-friendly parking, additional cycle lanes, and accessibility improvements at the train station. Through enhanced safety through the urban community policing, purple flag status has been achieved, and the Message in the Bottle initiative is being delivered by the Ennis Lions Club in collaboration with the Gardaí and emergency services. In terms of age-friendly business and services, Ennis Chamber of Commerce are currently working with 15 businesses to make their services more age-friendly, and we are delighted that they will become part of the National Age-Friendly Business Recognition Programme. We know that there's been an improvement in physical activity for older adults, supporting Ennis Leisure Centre and the Clare Sports Partnership with a huge range of programmes such as Fitness for Fun, Men on the Move, Aqua and Chair Aerobics. The changes that you are making in Ennis will benefit not only the older people living in the community today, but all members of society and for generations to come. Your work in transforming Ennis into an age-friendly town is creating a sustainable, inclusive community. You are now part of a network of age-friendly towns and cities all across Ireland and indeed across the world. I wish the best of luck to you with your plans and for being an exemplar.
Good morning everyone, Darragh O'Brien here, Minister for Housing, Local Government and Heritage. I'm actually due to be in Ennis later this morning and look forward to meeting some of you then. It's a great day for Ennis, which is being launched as Clare's first age-friendly town. And as we all know, life expectancy is increasing, and so too is the need to ensure that Ireland is a great country in which to grow old. An age-friendly town is a town where the community understands and responds to the needs of older people. It's created by consulting, building and implementing a plan in conjunction with the community to make your town of Ennis more age-friendly. I'm delighted that through my department, through the Urban Regeneration and Development Fund, has allocated just over €10 million to Clare County Council to enhance the public realm of Ennis, to make it more accessible for everyone. This has been further supported by the installation of age-friendly seating and dedicated age-friendly parking for older persons. I'm glad to see your local authority take a really proactive approach on this, and I'm told the main park in the town, the Tim Smith Park, has tarmac footpaths around its perimeter to allow greater access for all users, as well as an outdoor gym and new wheelchair accessible picnic tables. Clare Sports Partnership and the Active Ennis Leisure Centre have excellent programmes to encourage older adults to participate in sport and physical activity, whilst at the same time creating a great atmosphere of socialisation. An age-friendly business programme has been developed with Ennis Chamber of Commerce so that businesses can demonstrate the value they place on their older customers. And your local Gardaí are part of the age-friendly town team and continue in their really great work to deliver community policing for all. This government wants to empower citizens to actively participate in the development of their own communities. We want to support people to live independently, and very often it's the small and simple improvements which can make a world of difference in people's lives. I'll continue to work with local authorities like Clare County Council to make this a reality. And best wishes again today with your launch, and thank you very much for inviting me to be part of it. Slán go fóill.
I'd like to thank our speakers for their kind words and for their commitment to our Ennis age-friendly town plan. And with no further ado, I'll invite our next speaker, Mr. Pat Dowling, who is chair of the Clare Age Friendly Alliance and Chief Executive Officer for Clare County Council. Thank you.
I was told to stand back, that I have a very strong West Limerick accent. And I've been exercising that and shouting it loud and clear for the last few days, and you'll know why. I couldn't resist the temptation. What can I say? Can I, Minister, Mayor and members of Ennis Ministerial District, Oireachtas members of Older People's Council, colleagues in Clare County Council, very close colleagues in regard to Síochána, whom we work with very closely in this initiative and many others. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to see you all here this morning. It's going to be a full day of celebrating and launching and stuff like that. And as you know, Minister said that he's due to meet us in an hour's time or so, and we've a busy programme and some difficult issues to deal with as well as part of that, and that's part of what we do. You know, when I look at this in this age-friendly town plan, and I don't have I have a script, but I didn't bring it. We'll ad-lib it. It's more interesting that way when you make mistakes. So in this age-friendly town plan, it's a wonderful piece of work. I mean, the Mayor has covered it, the Minister, Catherine McGuigan, a very good colleague, has outlined a lot of the details as well. And all of this is coming from Age Friendly Ireland, which is a shared service hosted by Meath County Council and funded and supported by all 31 local authorities. Every local authority has an age-friendly alliance, I have the pleasure of chairing the one in Clare, but I also chair the national network of alliances also. So it's a growing area. It's a huge piece of work, and there's an awful lot of good activity going on. And Clare are in there as good as anybody and better than most, of course, in most cases, being innovative around addressing the needs of the older population. So I think it's wonderful what's going on. Today is another example of that celebration. And really, in many ways, when you talk about Ennis, Ennis is a wonderful, medieval, friendly, boisterous town. It doesn't take it much to make it age friendly as well, because it has everything else. You know, our county town, as we all love it, it's a great place, there's great buzz here, and I think that's why it can lead the charge and lead the way in the context of optimising the opportunities around. And I think what the Mayor said was interesting. If you design for the young, you exclude older people. If you design for the old, you include all. And I think that's it in a nutshell. So, can I also acknowledge, and I won't go into detail, can I acknowledge our relationship and the work of the Older People's Council in Clare, wonderful group of people that we work with very closely in the Alliance. Without their engagement, without they forever grabbing us from the back and pulling us back and telling us that we're going the wrong direction, as you're good at doing. Yeah, she's nodding, yeah. That's very important, you know, that we have that type of relationship, and we give out to each other and stuff, and ye hold us to account, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. I'll be joining your ranks very shortly anyway myself, so if you've an application form today, I'll take one. But that's very important, that type of relationship with the people most impacted, because they advocate for the needs of older people in County Clare. And I think we thank them for that. People mentioned about the walkability study. I mean, there was a lot of learning from that. And I know from my own perspective, and this is why the director and the SCO of NSMD, Carmen and Leonore, and how they're working with the members. But it's more than that. It's how they're working with the engineers, the planners, all the senior officials and officials in the council who are out working. And we need to ensure that their subconscious mind and conscious mind are aware of the challenges faced by certain groups of people, whether they are those with disabilities or whether they are elderly or people with visual impairment, whatever the case may be. Our staff must be sensitive and aware of that. And that's why pieces of work like this achieve that, so that into the future, that more and more we do things better, and not just do them right, but we do them better. And I think that's important. So that's the challenge going forward. I think congratulations, Cogardach has got to do with all aspects of this plan. And we, as said by others, we're here to improve the lives of our older citizens and Clare, so that Clare and Ennis will continue to be a great place to grow older.
And thank you very much, Pat, for that. Our next speaker today is Carmel Kirby, Director of Services for Physical Development and Ennis Municipal District, and my boss. I'd like to introduce Carmel Kirby. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Mayor of Ennis, deputies, councillors, chief executive, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fantastic day for Ennis. Since I came out to Ennis, to Clare in fact in 2018, and Pat gave me responsibility for Ennis Municipal District, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with all of the stakeholders in Ennis who work so positively and so collaboratively together for the betterment of Ennis going forward. And today is really a true example. Ennis is punching above its weight. I've had reason to visit other cities and towns in other counties in the last couple of weeks and months, and I can tell you that Ennis is definitely punching above its weight. And the reason being is that Ennis cares about its citizens. It's working collaboratively all together in the one direction to make Ennis the town and the really good county town for Clare going forward. As Director of Services of Ennis Municipal District, I'd like to acknowledge the work that's being delivered. We work collaboratively. Our role as a local authority really is to ensure that we can facilitate and enable all of that collaboration going forward, and we do that in any way we can. And I really like to thank Leonore, who's out front and centre every day in terms of making sure that that engagement is taking place. The walkability study of Ennis, conducted by Karen Fennessy, our Age Friendly Officer, and the Clare Older People's Council, was a starting point for this project. And the outcome of the study was to inform where our funding should be invested to improve the accessibility to the town, particularly for older people. Ennis was successful in securing €10 million, as was mentioned a couple of times, for the Urban Regeneration Development Fund. And that funding and how we got it was of years of work really being done by various departments across Clare County Council, working again to ensure that we had good objectives and a good vision for Ennis on how the town should function. And because all that work was done, we were able to submit a very successful application and secure the funding for the town. The Public Realm Works project in Parnell Street and the adjoining lanes and bowways is being delivered with full accessibility, shared surfaces, tabletop crossing points, dropped curbs, age-friendly parking spaces and age-friendly seating areas. And that project will be completed in 2021. And again, that will create such a vibrancy and an accessibility for everybody coming into Ennis. Funding has also been secured in the second phase of this project for the upgrading of Barrack Square, Old Barrack Street, O'Connell Square, O'Connell Street and the Height, where we'll be regenerating the public realm, again, significantly improving accessibility, providing an enhanced streetscape, delivering 2 expanded high-quality civic spaces with the overall aim of making the town centre more appealing and conducive for both retail and social purposes. And the key to all of this, and the reason why public realm is so important, is to create that great experience that people can have. People are now shopping online. They don't need to come into towns and cities to do their shopping. But Ennis is creating such a great experience, and that, because of this age friendly, will be the case because it'll be so accessible for all age groups. Other key features of this project include shared surface treatment, widened footpaths, high quality surface materials, lighting, signage, street trees, canopy structures and an interactive pavement fountain. So it's going to be really good investment and enhancement going forward. The design development for the project has been informed by the walkability audits carried out by Karen and the team in rural development, and audits of the Parnell Street works that we've just completed that have involved the Older Persons Council. Ennis Municipal District, Clare County Council, in fact, under the Active Travel Programme nationally, Clare County Council secured the highest level of funding for active travel across the county. And I can assure you all that all the projects that are being developed for active travel across the county are aiming for universal access. We'll shortly commence work on the development of the Ennis Mobility Plan. And again, you'll have noticed during COVID, again, we brought a collaborative group of all the stakeholders together to ensure that the town was safe during COVID-19, and it became a very pedestrian-friendly town. The plan going forward is to produce a mobility plan for Ennis, and that's a requirement, in fact, under the National Development Plan. This mobility plan, which we again will work collaboratively with everyone, will ensure and examine all modes of transport for the sustainable movement of people within Ennis and its environs. And it'll inform both the local area plan as well as identifying future funding opportunities. And again, it's all about ensuring that the needs of older people are integral to all these future plans. I suppose I'd just like, before I finish, to thank the staff of Ennis Municipal District who work tirelessly to ensure, along with the traffic wardens, the environmental staff, the gardening team, to ensure that Ennis is the type of town that we all want to develop going forward. I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of all of the stakeholders of the Ennis Age Friendly Town team who are working in a collaborative way to deliver actions that will improve the lives of the older community in Ennis. Well done today, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carmel. Our next speaker is a gentleman I've gotten to know very well over the past year, and somebody I aspire to be like when I am an older person. So I'd love to introduce you to Larry Halley from the Older Persons Council. Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Leonore. Pleasure to be here. Mayor of Ennis, Chief Executive, elected members, special guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a native of Ennis, although myself and my family have been here for bones of 50 years. So I was delighted when I was asked by the Older People Council to represent them on this age-friendly team. The Older People's Council is the voice of the elderly people, the older people in there. Going forward, it's already been said that an age-friendly town is one where older people have a say as to how their community develops. The valuable role that older people play in shaping their communities for the better can't be underestimated. As a member of the Ennis Age Friendly Town team, I am pleased to say to you today that the priority of the older person has been at the heart of this Age Friendly Town programme. The Clare Older People's Council are a voluntary group that give the opportunity for older people to share their concerns about living in their community. We work with key agencies and service providers to resolve these issues. The Older People's Council has participated in the key decisions of the development of both the Clare Age Friendly Strategy and the Ennis Age Friendly Town Plan. As a member of the Clare Alliance Board, as Pat mentioned, the Older People's Council represents the views of older people at local, regional and national level. We feel that the development of Clare's first age-friendly town is both urgent and timely. Today should have gone forward last May 12 months, but as we know, COVID interfered. At the time, we would have been one of the first 5 towns in Ireland. We're now slightly behind, but that allowed all the work to go ahead, which is great. The wonderful work carried out on our public spaces around the town by Ennis Municipal District and the age-friendly initiatives being delivered by other agencies will benefit all of us, whether young, yet to age, or actively ageing, like Pat. What's more, we believe that Ennis, as an age-friendly town, will benefit everyone in the community, not just the older people, but also the young with buggies, the visually impaired, the wheelchair disabled people, thus making Ennis a welcoming and accommodating town for all. Now, I want to thank the Karen, Leonore, Carmel, all the council officers and workmen, basically, for their help in this. And just like to say that this is not the end of this project. It's just the start. This is going to be going on probably ad infinitum, because we'll always find changes. And just one other thing I'd like to say is that, while acknowledging all the work, I'd like that if anybody out there has any suggestions they want to make regarding Ennis as an age-friendly town, feel free to contact us. We're not going away. You can contact us through the council or through myself or anybody on the committee, and we'll take all criticisms and we'll take all suggestions on board. Just one other thing, Pat mentioned about the Older People's Council. I'd just like to advise you and warn you, Pat, that the Older People's Council won't be going away. We'll have our eye on this and make sure that it's carried through all the way. So thank you to everybody for today, and Gurmagwif.
Thank you very much, Larry, and good to see you again. Our next speaker we're delighted to have here today is Chief Superintendent Sean Colleran from An Garda Síochána. I suppose like to give full credit to the Gardaí. We have a very close, good working relationship with them, and they've been an active member of our Ennis Age Friendly Town team. So I'm delighted to ask Sean to come up and give us a couple of words.
Again, thank you very much for those kind words, and certainly Mr. Pat Dowling, the CEO of Clare County Council, Mayor of Ennis, Councillor Anne Norton, distinguished guests and elected members. First of all, certainly on behalf of An Garda Síochána, I'm delighted to be here, not only to mark this event, but also it's probably the first time that it shows a pathway back to normality, that we're actually gathering face to face, outside, even with all the regulations, and certainly it just goes to show that we're in the right place and we're going the right direction. And most of the speakers have already outlined what I was going to cover, but certainly from what I can see, it's all about communication and collaboration. And that's really, we can only do our job with the collaboration of everyone, whether it be the council, whether it be the locals, the community, and certainly in the circumstances, the elderly. And what separates An Garda Síochána from other jurisdictions is certainly our engagement with the public. And anyone who has worked with people abroad or has gone abroad certainly sees there's a different atmosphere with how we engage with the public. And that's down to the public, and that's down to the Irish culture, and it makes our job much easier. But certainly the last 17 months, as everyone will know and we can testify, has proved massively challenging. We've all had to adapt, we've all had to change. And certainly in terms of dealing with the vulnerable people of society and the elderly and the older persons, our engagement with the COVID community response team allowed us to engage at a different level with the elderly. And it was very small. It certainly, from our part, it was no huge stress on us, but it made a huge impact to the elderly people and to the older people in bringing them to medical appointments, getting them provisions, going to the post office for them. And again, An Garda Síochána facilitated this by allocating new cars that allowed us to engage greater with the public. So again, that was something positive that came out of COVID, and it's about building on that and certainly using our older persons register to engage with the people that need most our help. As Catherine McGuigan said, the Ennis Age Friendly Town gives the older people a voice, and what we have a purple flag status here in Ennis, which is something that we're very precious of. It allows people to socialise in a safe environment, and certainly it's something that we're very anxious as the whole town opens up, and indeed the whole county opens up, that we retain that purple flag status. It's something to be cherished. It takes a huge amount of work, but it's about people being able to socialise in a safe environment, and certainly in terms of the older people, they should have that same right as well. So we will certainly work towards that goal. And again, we all know crime and the fear of crime is a huge issue, and the perception of crime. It can significantly impact people's quality of lives, and along with this feeling of vulnerability, it's about the continued engagement with the community, and that's where we'll try and fill that gap. We will continually work with our partner agencies and stakeholders to ensure that no one feels vulnerable. And it's about, as I say, we have crime prevention officer, we have community police and Gardaí, but all Gardaí are community police and Gardaí, and that's, as I said earlier, that's probably what separates us from other police forces around the world. Every Guard you meet is community focused and community orientated. In acknowledging the importance of listening to our older persons and allowing them to tell us how we can positively impact their quality of life, as mentioned by Catherine earlier, the Message in a Bottle initiative was something that was introduced from what we heard. And again, working with the Ennis branch of the Lions Club, older persons were encouraged to keep their basic contact details and personal information with them in a plastic container in their house. And again, it's something simple, but it has a huge impact. We fully appreciate that the older persons of Ennis are linked to the past. We must continue to listen to their voices and how we can shape both their future and ours. A community that looks after its elderly also indirectly looks after all its citizens, both old and young. And our role in An Garda Síochána is ensure, as has been said, that County Clare remains a place that is safe to work, visit, live and grow old in. And together with our partner agencies, certainly we will do all we can to work towards that goal. And I suppose, Leonor, yourself, myself, both residing in Galway, with all that we're singing up, that Ennis is the place to grow old, and it's something we'll have to look at, I'd say, down the line. But really, it's the work and effort here from Karen and Leonor and Carol and the whole team. I see the work that goes on behind the scenes, and we all know whether it's coming to an event like this, it's very easy to turn up to an event and to listen to the work. But actually, the work that goes behind the scenes to get everything in place, the collaborations, the communications, it takes a huge amount of work and effort by everybody. And as someone who's from Galway, who has come down here, I certainly have seen the atmosphere and the welcoming atmosphere that's here in Clare. And it's evident all over. And I think that goes back many generations of relationships that have built up, and certainly we will look towards continuing that. So again, Mille Buíochas, I don't expect the gongs to go ahead now, so that's the end of it, all right?
In 2010, my husband was diagnosed with motor neuron disease, and I cared for him until the day he died. And I was devastated because we were very close, very, happy. I was at bed now with depression after, and all I was doing was inside and be crying. So last October, 12 months, I got the news that I see this go for life, and I said to my daughter, God, I said, but I try this and shit to me too, like, you know, and thank God I never look back, and it's just brilliant. I just love it here, and I hope it'll never stop. Because I went through breast cancer in 2011 and I was very depressed after it, so I heard about it and I decided I'd go and give it a friend of mine that's in it already. And Kyo, she asked me would I come along, and I did, and I enjoy it, and I look forward to it every Tuesday, and it has really lifted my heart.
Go for Life group, I got involved through the Family Resort Center, and my wife was there on a computer course, and people there asked me, do you want to go for Life? And I said, okay. I go looking there for just one time, and I said, that will be, yeah. And I loved it. I loved it straight away.
Go for Life brings communities together. It brings people within communities together. I have seen huge differences in people. Their confidence building. People who would be quiet and, you know, hesitant to come forward suddenly are having opinions on how a thing should be played or how a thing should be run. We take part in competitions the whole time, and through that people are meeting people well outside their own area geographically, and they're meeting people who have other skills. So there is great confidence being built in the older people.
Oh, the whole thing of just getting people out. There are people in homes, are at home living alone all day, every day. And the whole thing is to get those people out. And we've no idea the amount of talent those people have and what it means to them to get out. We've people in their 80s and 90s in our group.
From a policing point of view, what I love about this is you're getting people out of isolated areas, and you know, in particular here we cover quite a rural community, so it's great to see them getting out, meeting each other, and then of course the likes of us in Garda Síochána Community Police can come in and we can give some advice, we can get to meet the people, you know, if it's a thing they need passport forms signed, any kind of form signed, actually we can do that. So it's just great to get the people out and about, meeting with each other.
Oh, I think it is lovely thing to get involved in. The social aspect as well as the value of it from the exercise point of view. I recommend it very strongly.
Well, it brings the community together, you know, it gives people a chance to get out of their house, you're not being stuck in at home all day, and it keeps them active and fit.
The benefits are that you are more together, and you meet people from other communities, and that's the main thing, yeah.
One woman told me she was throwing out stale bread the other day to the chickens, so she actually just threw it like she was throwing a flisk, you know. So this was her way of practicing.
I think in a huge way it will be very beneficial to take people out of their homes. They may do the exercises and they might lose a few pounds and they'll be active. And it's all about being active today.
I suppose the benefits are immense because they get you out, and you know, I love being out anyway, I love being outdoors, and you meet the people, great camaraderie, you meet lovely people, and you look forward to it. You'd miss it now so much if we wasn't doing something like that. It's been a weightlifting with all that exercise. I mean, I've lost a good few pounds now, like, you know, I lost 9 pounds in 2 weeks, so I did. I'd say to begin after the Christmas. Yeah, but yeah, I love it so. Yeah.
Our final set of speakers today we have a number of messages from Darragh McAllister, the President of Ennis Chamber, who unfortunately could not be here today but is represented in person by Colin Ryan, the Vice President, and Margaret O'Brien, the Chief Executive Officer. We also have a video from Marie Maloney, an older person, an older resident of Ennis, on what the improvements to the town have meant for her. And if everybody'd like to give Marie is here with us today in person. And finally, we have a message from Mike Hanrahan of Stockton's Wing fame, who's kindly agreed to be our new Age Friendly ambassador for Clare. So I'll leave you with these video messages. Thank you.
Ennis Chamber is delighted to be involved in an Age Friendly town. Our CEO Margaret O'Brien is on the Age Friendly committee, and working closely with Chambers Ireland and in collaboration with Leo Clare, arranged for businesses in Ennis to attend workshop training on how to make our businesses more age friendly. Businesses such as my own, Lucas's Pub, where we surveyed our customers to find out what small changes we could make to enhance the customer experience for the aged. As a town, we like to set ourselves apart, and for us as a chamber, it's critical that we complement the work being done by the local authority to enhance the experience for all people and all of our citizens in our town. By completing the training and implementing those changes, we have done our part and will continue to do our part to make Ennis an age-friendly town. We would like to especially thank Clare County Council Age Officer Karen Fennessy, the team in the Ennis Municipal District and in Leo Clare for all their hard work on this project.
Walking back to the market, to the town I love so much, my lovely Ennis, and where I was born and reared. And to see all the people today, the streets so busy. Thanks be to God we're back to normality, and that we'll never, that this COVID will leave us alone. And let us enjoy our very important years. These lovely seats here now, just across from Lucas's, it's just so comfortable, and people can come out from the car park and have a little rest here. My God, the improvements is wonderful. It's just lovely. With Paul Flynn's across the road and plenty parking in the background. Oh my God, we're very lucky to be age active. Oh my goodness. Look at poor Daniel O'Connell is getting a facelift. I suppose he needs it down along O'Connell Street. And it's getting a facelift, and it's going to be lovely when they'll have more seats for people, and the pedestrians will have priority over the parking. So we'll be able to come to town and sit around more comfortably. And my God, there's a lot of visitors around today now, and I'm glad to see that things are getting back to normality. It was terrible to be locked down when you're 80 years of age and can't go anywhere. But I said we could walk around O'Connell Street and walk around the town. And now, thank God, it's all opened up. And everyone is meeting again for St. Anthony every Tuesday morning and having their coffee. So our town really looks, it's going to be lovely. And we hope a lot of people will come and visit us. Our lovely Fair Green. I said I come here every day with my dog and walk maybe 10 times around the Fair Green, and we meet all our doggy friends, and they just love it. And so when we were locked down here, this was our saviour. My God, I said people coming with their children, playground, a beautiful playground, and we have all the new facilities that are going to be down here. We're going to have the showers, the toilets, and everything we want. Look at the sunshine today. And I said you could come down here of a winter's day and it's just as beautiful.
Hello, this is Mike Hanrahan here from Stockton's Wing and formerly of St Michael's Villas. I'm immensely proud today. I'm here as Clare's first age-friendly ambassador. I'm honoured to serve, and I look forward to helping Chairman Pat Dowling, Cathaoirleach of Clare, PJ Ryan, Mayor of Ennis Ann Norton, Patricia Ann Moore, Chair of the Older People's Council, and all stakeholders involved in this very exciting initiative. I especially would like to say to the people of Clare that as your humble servant, I will promote the powerful Clare Age Friendly message of inclusivity, respect, autonomy, understanding and care, And it's not just for our health and well-being, but it's for our wishes and our dreams and aspirations. I already work closely with the Forget-Me-Nots choir, an inclusive choir who have taught me much. A choir who have a very special welcome for those living with or caring for dementia. It is this global message of inclusivity and respect which is at the heart of Age Friendly Ireland. I, along with the other ambassadors throughout Ireland, will promote these values to ensure a nation without prejudice, without discrimination, with integrated services, promoting independent living and social justice for everybody. That is why I'm here. I'm here to help promote a better society, a society we should all be proud to retire into. A society that offers us ease of access to our towns and our villages, spaces to socialise, seats at the table of planning and development to ensure our voices are heard. To the younger generations tuning in, we need your steadfast support and care, for it is certain that you too will one day reap the benefits of your gifts and your care. Congratulations to Ennis, Clare's first age-friendly town. A wonderful honour with a mammoth task ahead. But the plans are in place, and these are impressive, far-reaching and very doable with the community working together. There's an old Islamic proverb that says, a lot of different flowers make up the bouquet. So my wish for you is to go out and gather your flowers and bring them to the table. I will add my bunch. Together we will create a beautiful bouquet that we and those who follow us will be proud of. This is a very special day. Congratulations to all involved. I'm so proud to be part of it, and I wish every one of us the best of success. Up the banner.
I'd like to extend our thanks to all of our guest speakers, to you, the attendees, and to all the members of the Ennis Age Friendly Town Committee. I'd also like to give a very special thanks to a few people who, without their help today, wouldn't have happened, and that's Karen Fennessy, for Clare County Council's Age Friendly Officer, and Michelle O'Rourke and Lily McInerney from Ennis Municipal District, who have kindly guided you here today and helped us all in the background. And I'd like to finally thank the Old Ground Hotel for facilitating us in their beautiful gardens today for our outdoor launch. And I suppose from my own personal perspective, I'd like to thank you all and look very much forward to working with you all into the future to continue to make Ennis as inclusive and as accessible as possible. Thank you all very much.